Hey Hoopheads, Brad here, breaking down another game from the Raptors championship run, and today I want to talk about their 118-112 double overtime victory over the Bucks in Game 3 of the conference finals. At this point, the Raptors were trailing 2-0 in the series, but they stepped up their defense, holding Giannis to just 5 of 16 shooting. Middleton and Bledsoe combined to go 6 for 32. Gasol had 5 blocks. He was all over the place on defense, and the Raptors forced 20 turnovers after forcing 19 in the first 2 games combined. Let's get into it. The Raptors' defense primary goal was to load up to stop Giannis and make somebody else beat them. Here you see Giannis with the screen to get Siakam switched onto him, and he's going to post Pascal up trying to get deep position, and the second he catches the ball, Gasol is already on the way with the double team. And as Gasol closes in, he's got his hands up and active, trying to make this pass to Mirotic as difficult as possible, and at the same time, Green is going to slide off of his man in the corner, and he's able to get in there and poke the ball away from behind. Nice help defense from both Gasol and Green on that play to force the turnover, and the Raptors really tried to pack the paint against Giannis and double team him a lot, especially when he got the ball within 15 feet. On this play, as Middleton gets the ball, Giannis comes to set the screen to get that same switch again, and then Giannis is going to take Pascal into the post, and as Ilyasova gets the ball, Gasol closes out to him, but he's ready for that drive, so he stays with him as he goes to the basket, then seamlessly switches on to Giannis, and reacting quickly, Pascal is going to drop down onto Ilyasova, and he's able to intercept this pass. Another turnover. Great work by Siakam and Gasol to blow that up. Here, another screen to force the switch. Danny Green battling with Giannis for position, and as Bledsoe throws the pass, Gasol is already on his way with the double team. Giannis kicks it out to Mirotic, and Fred goes from the free throw line to about 28 feet out to get the shot contest. Another quality rotation by the Raptors. Here you see Bledsoe come off the Mirotic screen, and as he does, Serge drops into the paint in case he dives to the basket. Nothing materializes, and as Bledsoe clears out to give Giannis room, check out how Danny Green shades over towards Giannis, and then the ball goes out to Bledsoe, and Danny Green doesn't have to close out to him aggressively. Not a huge threat to shoot the 3, and at the same time you can see Kawhi sagging way off of Giannis, also not a huge threat to shoot the 3, so these two guys can keep the penetration from happening. Kawhi pokes the ball away, and Giannis settles for a 3, and you see why it is so difficult to run actions with 2 non-shooters on the same side of the floor. It makes it really easy to play help defense. And now the Raptors are in their zone, and Giannis is going to come off the screen and post up Norman Powell, and as he gathers the ball, Serge is already on his way over for the double team. Serge and Norman are going to pressure up onto him, but watch Fred VanVleet playing off ball. As Bledsoe cuts through, he stays in that passing lane, then takes a step toward Mirotic and explodes back toward Bledsoe. Just as Giannis jumps to pass, he has to change his plans and ends up throwing a brutal pass way behind the backboard, out of bounds. Great team defense to force one of his 8 turnovers. And then this is just great hands from Danny Green with the steal. As Bledsoe gets the ball, Green is ready for him to attack off the dribble. That's mostly what he's a threat to do. And Green just beats him to the spot, gets a hand in there, and rips it away. Nice individual D. And then this time, as Middleton gets the ball, Gasol comes over with a soft double team, just getting his hands up. And as the Bucks swing it, Siakam is going to close out to Lopez. And now as Lopez drives, you can see Kawhi has dropped way off of Giannis and doesn't even close out to him when he gets the ball. Giannis settling for another 3, and the Raptors will take that every single time. And now a few nice plays from Gasol, all happening in the first quarter here. He fights with Lopez for post position, and then as Lopez tries to put it on the deck, Gasol with the nice hands, able to poke it out of bounds. Gasol, one of the Raptors' only players with the physicality to handle Lopez in the post. And then here, as Ilyasova comes up to set the screen, you see Gasol switching onto Chris Middleton, does a really nice job of moving his feet and staying with him. Middleton tries to put up the step back 3, but Gasol gets up to get the block on the 3-point attempt. And it's that combination of size and mobility that is absolutely lethal on defense. On this one, Lopez is going to slip the screen and dive to the basket, and as he does, Siakam rotates way off of Ilyasova in the corner, and watch Gasol's speed as he gets out for the closeout. Speed not necessarily something Gasol is known for, but he has great agility and great feet. Here, as George Hill comes off the Lopez screen, watch Gasol position himself so that the pass to Lopez isn't there, and at the same time, Norm shades over to cut off that driving lane. Hill kicks it to Brogdon and then gets it back. He sizes up Siakam for a minute before Ilyasova comes over to set the screen. The Raptors switch it, and then you see Siakam drop down into the paint. So as Brogdon drives, he's there for the help. And just behind him is Marc Gasol, who's able to reach around Ilyasova and poke that ball loose, forcing the turnover. Great team defense again by Toronto. And here, as Giannis catches the ball, watch Serge immediately start moving backwards, able to contain him on that initial drive. He kicks it out to Bledsoe, and you see Green close out short to him, ready for the attack. And Giannis clears out to the top, but as he does, Serge Ibaka stays under the basket because he's not worried about Giannis shooting the three. So when Bledsoe drops it off to Mirotic, Serge is there to get up for the monster block. Incredible help defense, hitting him with the Serge Ibaka. And his help off the bench was absolutely monstrous this series. And now as the Bucks bring it up, the Raptors wind up cross-matched with Lowry on Giannis, and as Giannis starts to back him down, you see Gasol come over ready to double team, but he doesn't actually come with the double team yet. So when Giannis passes it, the Raptors are easily able to recover. Brogdon tries to take Norm Powell off the dribble, but Gasol is there with the help. Brogdon with the nice pass, but Lowry with a great rotation to the corner to run Middleton off the line, and then Siakam is there to prevent him from getting all the way to the basket. He has to pull up short and misses the shot as a result. Nice rotations from the Raptors, really got the Bucks scrambling on offense. And now as Giannis tries to attack early, you see Kawhi cuts him off and Siakam is there with the double team. He's supposed to be guarding Bledsoe, but he can completely ignore him because he's not a three-point threat. And then it's a similar story as Bledsoe tries to drive. Kawhi is sagged way off of Giannis, also not a three-point threat. He kicks it out, Giannis puts up a three, and Kawhi barely makes an effort to contest it. And the Bucks really struggling with two non-shooters on the floor. And on this play, you'll see Giannis is going to try to attack Siakam off the dribble, but watch Serge rotate over from the weak side to force the pass. And as Ilyasova gets the ball, Serge is able to go back across the key, get up, change the shot, and that's just elite help defense from Serge Ibaka on that play. And now Giannis looking to attack early, but he's met by a wall of defenders, so he decides to pull it back out and try to take Siakam one-on-one. But as Ilyasova clears out of there, he basically brings Serge into perfect help position. Serge and Siakam able to shut down the drive, and then Norm with the nice closeout to run Middleton off the three-point line. Serge is there with the help, and Norm is able to get out to Ilyasova in the corner, get a fingertip on this shot, and send it off the side of the backboard. Great rotations, great help defense again from the Raptors. And now just watch Gasol on this play. As Bledsoe comes off the screen, Gasol shades over to cut off the driving lane, and then as Middleton comes off the Lopez screen, Gasol steps up to prevent that three-point shot. It turns into a switch, does a nice job of moving his feet and staying in front of Middleton, who's unable to gain any sort of an advantage. He has to offload it to Eric Bledsoe, who tries to attack Danny Green off the dribble, but watch Kawhi here. He loads up like he's going to go up and block Bledsoe's shot. Bledsoe anticipates the contact, and then Kawhi backs off of it. And as a result, Bledsoe misses wildly. Great defense from Gasol at the top, and good tricky defense by Kawhi at the end there. And here, George Hill, seeing a seam in the defense, tries to attack, but Siakam with the nice recovery to cut off that drive. And then the Bucks will work it out to Mirotic at the top, and you know he wants to shoot that three. So does Gasol, so he doesn't back off him and play him for the drive. He plays him for the pull-up and is able to block the shot. Great anticipation. And then these are just a couple great plays that show what a difference maker Gasol is. First, able to slap the ball away from Giannis in transition, and then Giannis in transition again. Gasol is back, able to body him, use his hands to get the strip and force another turnover. Gasol was absolutely key to shutting down Giannis in this game. And now Giannis has the ball with Kawhi defending, and you can see Gasol in help position. He's going to come over for the double team, so Giannis drives baseline, but Gasol able to reroute and block the shot from behind. The ball lands right in Giannis's lap, but Gasol and Fred combining to shut it down again, and you can really see the value of Marc Gasol as a help defender. And now as the Bucks push it in transition, watch how Danny Green keeps an eye on the play that's developing. And that means that as Eric Bledsoe attacks the basket, Green is ready to help, able to get up and block the shot from behind. Great work to save the easy transition bucket. And now in transition again, this time watch Siakam as he fights for position with Giannis, refuses to let himself get sealed, and so as the pass comes over the top, Giannis has to push him in the back to try to prevent him from intercepting the pass. He gets called for a foul, and Giannis would later foul out in this game, and that was absolutely huge, obviously, and some of the credit goes to Siakam for refusing to get beat on this play. And now on the fast break, George Hill trying to attack. He gets into the body of Gasol and tries to go up, but Kawhi is there to help him out with the block. Great work with multiple guys getting back in transition. And now as Middleton gets the ball and comes off the Giannis screen, you see Kawhi step up to him to prevent the three-point shot. And then Middleton gives it up and comes over to get it. And as he does, Gasol steps up to prevent the three-point shot. A little bit of a trap from Gasol and Kawhi. Middleton eventually gives it up to Bledsoe, who's being ignored by Fred VanVleet because he can't really shoot the three. And you can really see the difference between how the Raptors are guarding shooters versus non-shooters. And now a 2-point game under 20 seconds. Off the missed shot, Bledsoe pushes it, and he's going to drop it off for Middleton. And as Middleton gets the ball, Gasol gets right up to him with his hands up, nice and vertical, forcing the miss. The ball comes off to Siakam. He gets fouled, unfortunately misses both free throws, so now the Bucks have a chance to tie or win it. Middleton gets the ball in the corner and drives on Danny Green. Fred VanVleet is able to rotate over, get way up, get vertical, and that allows Green to get the block from behind, but the ball falls right into Middleton's hands, and he's able to put it back up and in and force an overtime. And now in OT, as Chris Middleton attacks off the drive, you see Gasol stay with him to shut it down. He kicks it out, and then as Brogdon tries to drive on VanVleet, you see Kawhi shutting that down, able to sag off of Giannis. And then as Giannis attacks, he's met by multiple defenders, has to kick it out. The Bucks trying to attack the rim, but every time they do, they're met by multiple defenders, and eventually Brogdon has to put up the shot with the shot clock running low. Nice contest by Fred VanVleet, great pressure from the Raptors. And now some two-man game with Giannis and Bledsoe. And as Bledsoe gets it and Giannis sets the screen, watch Kawhi drop way down into the paint. He's not even going to guard Giannis out at the three-point line. He just wants to protect against the drive. And with so much time running off the clock, eventually Bledsoe has to settle for the contested three-pointer. And he would hit the bench shortly after this, with Budenholzer wanting to get some more shooting on the floor. And now the Bucks will set a screen to get Gasol switched onto Giannis, and Giannis tries to attack him off the dribble, and usually when Giannis hits a guy, they take a step backwards and he's able to put up the shot or find somebody for a pass, but he just hits Gasol and stops dead in his tracks, loses the ball, it goes right to Siakam. And now the Bucks are going to have Lopez go up to set a screen to try to get Gasol switched onto the ball handler, but Siakam and Gasol switch off balls so that Siakam ends up switching onto the ball handler. Brogdon attacks, but Siakam stays with him. He runs out of real estate and tries to throw the pass to Middleton, but Kawhi with the great anticipation to intercept that pass. And now Raptors by 2, 20 seconds left. Kawhi misses the three, and Fred VanVleet winds up having to foul in transition to prevent the easy bucket. George Hill hits both the free throws to send it to double OT. And now the Raptors pressuring up, not giving up many advantages until Giannis eventually is going to go at Danny Green one-on-one. You see Gasol help all the way into the paint to cut off the drive. Then Kawhi gets out to Gasol's man. Then Gasol rotates out to Kawhi's man, runs him off the three-point line, and Danny Green slides down to challenge Bledsoe's shot attempt. And at the same time, Fred VanVleet slides over to box out Giannis. Very key to finishing the play, and those are some great rotations from the Raptors there. And now Bledsoe attacks off the screen to force the switch. He pulls it out to go at Gasol, but Gasol with a great job of moving his feet. Bledsoe's anticipating contact on the drive, but Gasol keeps retreating, and Bledsoe loses his footing and ends up turning it over. And now Kawhi gets out in transition, and Siakam streaking down the right-hand side. Mirotic has to worry about him, and that opens up a lane to the basket. Kawhi gets up for the monstrous throwdown with the left. And now the Raptors switch this screen. You see Fred with some nice positional defense against Chris Middleton, forcing him to drive to the middle where he's met by the double team of Kawhi. And Kawhi with just the incredible hands to deflect that pass, gets out in front of Brogdon, picks it up and takes it down to the other end for another finish. The Raptors defense continuing to propel them forward in double OT. And now a 2-point lead under a minute left. A little pick and roll action with Middleton and Lopez. And as Lopez lumbers toward the basket, Siakam rotates over, gets way up for the monster block. Great help defense from Pascal to help the Raptors maintain the lead in the dying seconds. And then after a nice basket by Kawhi to push the lead to 4, the Bucks have one more chance, but the Raptors really aggressive with their switching up at the top. Gets the Bucks a little bit frazzled. The pass goes awry, a backcourt violation, and that would be the ball game. The Raptors win this one to make it a 2-1 series, and more importantly, prevent it from becoming a 3-0 series. Thanks for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button and let me know what you thought of the Raptors defense in the comments.